Hi, this is Tor Lacey with a lecture about the Cenozoic Era. Learning objectives for this lecture include relate geologic and biologic events to the appropriate eon, era, period, and epoch, describe significant anatomical and behavior adaptations of plants and animals, and identify common fossils and organisms characteristic of this era. The Cenozoic Era is called the Age of Mammals because they were the dominant animals during this geologic period, diversifying to occupy the ecosystems vacated by the dinosaurs. It is the period we live in, so we could consider the beginning, 66 million years ago, the start of the modern world. The climate was relatively warm until about 2.6 million years ago, when our current ice age began. The peak of hot was 56 million years ago, called the Paleocene-Eocene Thermal Maximum, or PETM, when global temperatures went up 5 to 8 degrees Celsius in less than 20,000 years. Wow, that's fast. Around 49 million years ago, the climate switched from a greenhouse to an ice house, and the poles started to develop ice. Tectonic activity continued along the western margin of North America when the plate boundaries shifted from convergent to transform around 25 million years ago. India and Africa collided with Asia and Europe, closing off the Tethys Seaway and forming the Himalayan and Alps mountain ranges. The Laramide orogeny deformed the deep crust due to subduction of the Farallon plate that was subducting at a low angle relative to Earth's surface. This resulted in broad folds and thrust faults and the construction of the long Rocky Mountain Range, far inland and parallel to the trench. Movement along the San Andreas Fault caused extensional stress stretching the crust over much of the western U.S., creating the Basin and Range Province, a region of active continental rifting, growing mountains, and deepening valleys. In the millennia following the KT mass extinction, animals were small, which makes sense considering that all large land vertebrates were extinguished during the mass extinction. It didn't take long, though, for life to diversify and grow. One rather frightening example were larger-than-human flightless but carnivorous terror birds. Yikes! Grasslands spread across the continents and played an important role in shaping the evolution of mammals and birds. Near the end of the era, we see the evolution of megafauna, like the famous woolly mammoth and saber-toothed cats. Early humans, the first of the Homo genus, evolved over 2 million years ago, while anatomically modern humans date back to about 300,000 years ago in Africa. The development of endurance running allowed humans to acquire more resources and excel at hunting. Applying their hunting skills to the larger megafauna mammals, humans likely played a part in their extinction. Key events of the Cenozoic include small animals diversify into vacated ecological niches. The Laramide orogeny builds up mountains like the Rockies. The climate steadily cools after a significant global warming period. Mammals evolve into their modern forms, with some growing very large along the way. And humans evolve. Thank you for your attention.